When you're designing a new product or service, you might hear a common question: who exactly is it that we're designing this for? And that's where personas come in. You might hear them referred to as personas, or behavioral archetypes. But honestly, they all center on similar core ideas. In short, behavioral personas are a tool that help teams make design decisions based on research. They support teams to develop a deep understanding of their customers and users, or in other words, help teams build greater empathy and, in effect, design user and customer-centered products and services. They make sure that the products, services, or solutions we're designing for are actually wanted and needed by real customers. And this is all done all while supporting teams to narrow down their focus on target groups, because honestly, we can't design for everyone. So now that we've covered how useful personas are, what do they actually look like and what are they made up of? A persona is basically a representation of groups of real customers and users based on research. But here's a key thing to remember. Instead of relying heavily on demographics such as age, gender, or race, they tend to group people based on other shared factors such as common behaviours, goals, or motivations. But why is this? One reason we might want to steer away from relying heavily on demographics is to prevent us from making assumptions based on stereotypes and hone in on what's really important to the solution that we're designing. But that all sounds good and fine, but what's an example of this? So let's imagine you and your team are creating a new online homeware store where many different people come to purchase that dream couch or cushy bed for their home. These people will vary greatly in demographics from age, gender, and race, but they might actually show some really similar key behaviours. Let's say we have both a male in his 30s and a retired woman in her 60s that both love hunting down a great bargain and are highly price conscious when shopping online for major items. Although the demographics are in stark contrast, what they're seeking from the online homeware store actually has a lot in common. So how might we actually create these personas? Well, it all starts with the research. Let's say we conduct interviews with 12 people, and once we've done these interviews, we observe 3 sets of common behaviours and motivations related to the way people shop for homewares online. Using the same homewares example above, we might represent these 3 common sets of behaviours through 3 distinct personas. Firstly, we might have the price-conscious shopper from before, alongside the sustainable, ethical shopper, and then finally the leisurely browser shopper. These 3 behavioural archetypes are then shared with the teams involved in building out this online homeware store, whether it's developers, designers, whoever it might be, ensuring that each step of the process is centred on real customer and user needs, all the way from design to delivery. But personas require some ongoing care. As more research is done and customer behaviour is observed over time, personas should also shift and reflect these changes too. So that's Personas 101, and there's 3 key things to remember. Number 1, personas are a tool that helps teams make design decisions based on research. Number 2, personas should be led by behaviours and attitudes rather than demographics to ensure we're not making assumptions based on stereotypes. And finally, personas evolve over time as we learn more about the way people use our product or service.